Hi there, and welcome to a video that outlines some of the major categories of white blood cell types. This is not an exhaustive list, but just gives a quick overview of some of the major categories. So the two groups we can kind of start with are granulocytes. And those are primarily named for these large cytoplasmic granules. It does have what's called lobed nuclei. And of those types there, I'm going to just outline a few and briefly mention their functions. There are the neutrophils, often known as the first responders in inflammation and phagocytosis. So their primary function is to ingest and destroy foreign material. The basophils, which work also, and again, a lot of cross overlap here. So, works with inflammation and release histamines. And so most of us have heard of the term histamines because if we have had any trouble with allergies, we take something called antihistamines to sort of dampen down this response. And so the third type I'm going to list here are eosinophils. These are kind of small in number, but they have an important and unique role. They attack large parasites. That are too big to be ingested, so things like fungi and worms. So sort of attack it from the outside and degrade it there. It also helps stimulate other reactions as well in the immune system. Now the other type are the agranulocytes. These have a smoother nucleus and lack those cytoplasmic granules. And the three major categories I'm going to list here are monocytes. Those differentiate into macrophages, and then there's some specialized macrophage types. A couple I'll mention here are dendritic cells, histiocytes, and some of these are named and have some different names in relation to whether they tend to migrate a lot throughout the tissues or where they kind of stay relatively fixed in certain areas of the body. Their primary role is phagocytosis, so very important there. Again, some cross-stimulation in terms of stimulating other immune cells. And then there are the lymphocytes. Big important category here, the B cells and the T cells. Their role is a little too big to go into here in a short overview video, but they work in specific immune response. The B cells are the antibody producers and releasers, and then the T cells attack infected host cells. And then the last group, some kind of similarities here to T cells, natural killer cells. So sometimes this gets covered at the same time when T cells are covered. However, it's a non-specific. So it's specific to cells that are irregular, but it's non-specific to a certain microbe. So it's non-specific host cell destroyer. So it works like the T cells I mentioned with the lymphocytes. However, with those are specific T cell types that react to specific antigens, where these will react to various irregular host cells, and in fact we know are very helpful in destroying cancer cells, but also both the T cell and then the natural killer cells, which are somewhat related, help a lot with viral infections as well. So those are the 6 major types. Remember, I broke lymphocytes down into 2 smaller subcategories. The name granulocytes granulocytes and agranulocytes are certainly helpful for microscope identification, but I would focus for us on the functions there as well. Okay, I thank you very much. Please contact me with any questions you may have.